Here in Williamstown, Massachusetts, start of the Pine Cobble Trail, about to begin what will be a 2-year journey to hike the Long Trail in Vermont. Start today with section number 1. This will be roughly a 17-mile hike heading up from Williamstown, Mass up to Route 9 in Bennington, Vermont. About 17 miles and in the ballpark of 5,000 feet or so of elevation gain. So we've got this first section here is about 3.5 miles up to the Vermont-Massachusetts border, where we'll officially start the Long Trail. So we're about 1.5 miles in, climbed about 1,200 feet, and just turning off here at the junction of the Appalachian Trail and the Pine Cobble Trail. Going to take this quick spur over here to the summit of Pine Cobble, take a look at what will likely be some of our only views for the day. Here we are. All right, so we're back on the Appalachian Trail where the junction of the Pine Cobble Trail and the AT split. Just get back down from the Pine Cobble lookout. Had some nice views looking up to Mount Greylock, and then another look west to some of the Taconic Range peaks and down to Williamstown. So first view of the day, and like I said, about 1.5 miles in, about 1,200 feet of elevation gain, so pretty good warm up there getting up to Pine Cobble, especially with the temperatures. It's close to 80 degrees today, really humid. Hottest day I've hiked in for probably about 10 months, so getting reacclimated to the heat and the humidity. Definitely sweating. Gonna have to have a lot of water replenishment today. We just passed from Massachusetts over the border into Vermont. As you can see from the sign, this marks the official start of the Vermont Long Trail. 273 miles to go until we reach Canada. I thought it'd be fitting to start with a northbound approach, as the southern end of the trail here is in the wooded forest with no views. It'll be nice to continue to move northward into Vermont, up into the more rocky and rugged terrain, the higher peaks, and march our way north towards Canada, where at the northern terminus there'll be a nice viewpoint that opens up, showing the border and beyond into Canada, as well as an obelisk marking the border. And so it should make for a nice ending as we continue to move our way northward. Looking forward to the trail ahead. All right, so a little more than 2¼ hours in, about 5.5 miles, which is roughly about 1/3 of our total mileage for the day. 2,200 feet of climbing, so maybe about 45% of our overall elevation gain for the day. And just moving along our ridge line here. It's a wooded ridge line, but it does offer some partial views off to the sides, which is nice, and a little breeze coming through, cutting the humidity a bit, so definitely welcoming that. It's an impressive beaver dam here. You can get a sense of the size of that. So I actually had to backtrack for about 30 seconds or so. I missed the turnoff. So hiking along here, and it looks like you just continue along this wide open section of trail, but if you turn to the right, there's a very faint turnoff here for the AT and the LT. You can see the blaze on the tree. You can see there's a lot of leaf cover on the ground, so easy to miss, but luckily pretty quick to pick up once I realized the error. You turned back, so making a turn here. We're on our way up to the summit of Consultation Peak. Should be, I think, a wooded summit with no views, but another half mile or so and we'll be up there. So a little climbing ahead. So I passed up and over Consultation Peak. It was viewless. There's a sign there marking the summit, but no views. From what I understand, years ago they used to actually do controlled burning on the summit, which did open up views, and the crew would work there or meet there and consult about various trail improvements and other improvements to the area. So that's how it got its name. Now we're on the descent. Looks like we'll be coming down for a while, which will be nice. Although the breeze is pretty nice up here. We got some more beaver activity here. Nice wetlands, beaver pond. Good spot to splash some water, cool off a little bit. Just hit the 12-mile mark on the day. About 5.5 miles or so to go. Roughly two-thirds mark. Somewhere around 3,800 feet of elevation gain, so pretty good. We got another climb coming up in a little bit, up Harmon Hill, which should be our last climb for the day. Overall, been nice. Trail's in good condition. Well marked for the most part, except for that one spot. That was a little questionable when it turned sharply to the right. Otherwise, lots of good blazes. Only a few blowdowns for the most part, so that should get cleaned up in the weeks ahead, still early in the season. Not too much mud. Trail's been mostly dry overall. A few muddy spots, but overall really nice condition for where we are in the season. Filtered water twice so far. I have about 1.25 liters left, so probably hit one more stream. And in the next mile, fill up one final time for the day. That should get me out to the car at the end. Passing by the Congdon shelter, last shelter before the final 4-mile push out to Route 9. About 6 miles total until the next shelter. Approaching the summit of Harmon Hill, our final climb of the day. There's a lot of evidence of recent burning here. Not sure if this was a controlled burn or if this was an unexpected forest fire, but it seems to have definitely burnt the underbrush. The trees overall seem like they're still good and healthy, so really just the underbrush mostly is touched. As you can see, ground's pretty bare, but the trees overall don't really look scorched. They've done a pretty good job of weathering it. This one here aside. Here's the views looking out from Harmon Hill. Looking at Candy Hill right there. Looking down upon the town of Bennington, Vermont. So we're making our final push here down from Harmon Hill, heading down into Woodford Hollow. It's been a pretty steep descent, especially after all day, but we're just about done. Parking lot lies ahead. 7.5 hours roughly on trail today, 17.5 miles, and about 4,500 feet of elevation gain. A good day, despite no major peaks along the way. We did get some nice views in a few spots. But definitely looking forward to the more picturesque and rugged terrain ahead. The best is yet to come.